was watching a video the other day, and this guy was ripping into podcasts, like going all in, right? I don't know what was his issue, but it's clear that he hates podcasting and he hates podcasts in general. And he thinks that not everyone should have a podcast. And to that, I say, big fuck you. Everyone should have their own podcast. Like, yes, everyone should be heard no matter what the fuck you're talking. You could be talking about toilet paper for all I care. Some people would tune in. Not me. Maybe. But some people would tune in, man. I just don't get why would you just go on your platform and ramble on, oh, people shouldn't have a podcast because I can't do it. And so if I can't do it and I can't talk to a mic for people to listen to me, you shouldn't do it either, right? That's how it works. Anyways, man, you guys can notice that there is no guest today. It is not a sort of people podcast because I didn't put up any questionnaire forms or anything like that. So this is kind of new to you and to me at the same time. This is a one solo that I don't know if I'm going to do again or not, but I felt the need to do it for many reasons that I'm going to talk about why. Number one is because I've been ill as a motherfucker for the past 4 days. I've just been non-stop sleeping all the time, which was all right. I think I had COVID. I tested positive, and that's what I've had. This one is just like a normal flu, so no biggie. I didn't really want to invite anyone if I was sick because I was just, very bad. And then I got really good and then I invited someone and they just couldn't make it. But, it is what it is at this point. We're here today. You can probably still hear the sickness in my voice, so just bear with me for the day. I've got my green tea, milk tea right here. Very weird. They didn't have black tea. This is probably going to be a short episode. I don't want to make it too long and ramble about nonsense and bullshit for too long. I'll tell you what's going to happen in this episode. I'm going to break down to you exactly what's going to happen in the channel for the next 2 months. It's going to be very exciting. I'm going to talk about a couple of things that I wanted to talk about regarding these 2 months. And I might have enough time to read some Reddit problems, because why not? We'll jump on Reddit. And I might have just enough time to go on Instagram Live and see if anyone is active and talk to them. But that's all if and when, right? I don't want to go over the hour mark for this episode as it's just already too late and today is a Friday and I still need to edit all of this. So I really need to keep it concise and straight to the point, and I don't think anyone would want to hear anyone ramble for 2 hours. 2 hours about nonsense. So I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. With that being said, what is happening with the channel for the next 2 months? Right. Sort of is gonna go through changes. I'll repeat that again. Sort of is going to go through some changes in the next 2 months. It's going to be very different. The content on this account, on this platform, is going to shift, right? Doesn't mean it's going to change. It's just going to shift. Is it going to be better? I'll let you be the judge. I obviously am going to enjoy the next 2 months. Now, why the next 2 months? The next 2 months are holiday periods, and there are Christmas periods as well, which means I am going back to the Middle East to see my family that I haven't seen in about 7 years. Okay, cool. Now, I'm not just gonna dog it and go there and have all the fun I can have for a month and a half without giving anything here. So I am sort of going to go to the Middle East, and it is going to make content over there. It's going to be different content. It's going to be to me, more fun content, if I'm being honest, because I can talk to people in my own language. Now, what does this mean? If you don't speak Arabic, does this mean that you're going to miss out on all the cool content that I'm going to produce? Absolutely not. So me going to the Middle East and producing content just means double the effort because I'm working away from home. Now, I'm going to need a lot of help over there. Hopefully I get it. And I'm going to need a lot of patience because I may or may not drop the weekly episodes. It might drop to 2 episodes per week. It could be 2 episodes per week. An episode per fortnight. So an episode every 2 weeks. That doesn't mean that there is no weekly Sunday 6 p.m. content. There will absolutely be 6 p.m. Sunday content Melbourne time, right? I will take care of that no matter what. Every single Sunday, 6 p.m. I will be there. We will be there. You will be there. Everyone's going to be there. All right, it's going to be great. Is it going to be different content? Of course it is. Because we don't want to get mundane. We don't want to get boring. We don't want to get, lame. Stay the same, right? So, one little thing I can talk about is we have an initiative that I'm working on with Exxon that is helping kids in Jordan for a Christmas charity donation kind of thing. We're just kind of bringing all the kids together. We're giving them a few things for Christmas, and it's going to be great. It's going to be nice. That was going to be our content for Christmas. So that's one of the things that I can talk about. I'm looking forward for you guys to see that. I'm really excited to shoot that content, if I'm being honest. Right? It's content that is, for me, like really the essence of why our platform should exist in the first place. Right. Now, I could have, and I thought about this, I could have batched episodes. I could have stacked episodes. But the way that this show works, it maintains relevancy to current situations. So say I had a guest and I talked to them this week, right? And I had a very good conversation and they were really good. And we talked about how they were feeling at that week. And they had the best week of their life. And I go out and I post that episode a month or 2 months from now. It's just not relevant to them, to the current time being, right? Yes, sure, it's them, but it's not them right now. And so I would rather catch that person in the moment that they are right now and present them as they are right now rather than however they are feeling. Not that there's anything wrong with feeling sad or anything like that, but if you're feeling sad, I'll present you as you're feeling sad this week. If you're feeling happy, I'll present you as feeling happy this week, right? Plus, it just comes down to topics and whatnot that we were talking about, right? It just doesn't make sense for me to talk about something that happened like a month ago, just now. Just doesn't work with me, right? And so that's part of why I don't want to bash too many episodes. Yum. Delicious. Wow. Right? And so I hope you can understand. As I said, it is going to be very different. The Middle East is an experience. I'll give you that. I'll tell you that. I urge everyone to go. If you know Arabic, if you don't know Arabic, have fun. Like, go with someone that you trust because you can get scammed easily. I'll probably get scammed easily if I don't get careful. But I know the areas around there, I'll be all right. Anyways, that's not my point. It's a very beautiful place. You should go. Okay. Now, how is this show going to progress going into 2024? All of what we've been working on, all of what you've seen in the past 6 months, I would say, that's just stretching a muscle. All right. All of what you've been looking at, all of the work, all of the episodes, that's just touching the surface. We haven't even gotten started yet. There's so many ideas, there's so many initiatives, there's so much to do, and I'm really excited to do it. And so 2024, 2025, 2026, we're just going to keep improving and building up and up and up. And just taking this brand, taking this content, taking this platform to the furthest place that we can together, obviously. Because I can't do it without you listening, right? If you were listening right now, I'd be just talking into an empty mic, but you are, and I'm very thankful for that. Now, one thing I also wanted to talk about is the end of the world, the end of the year. The world is ending in about 1 month and 20 days. By the time I listen to this, 1 month and 18 days, maybe. Anyways, is it? No, it's yeah, something like that. This year is finishing in about a year. In about a month. And one of the things that pushed me to create this project is always the question of time is moving. If this time is moving, what am I going to do to take the best use of time moving? Because it keeps moving forward. It's never gonna move backwards. If I'm sitting my ass down and doing nothing, then there's only one loser in this conversation, and it's me. I'm gaining nothing. Everybody else, they could be doing something, they could not be doing anything, but that's not my business. My business is me. What am I doing for myself? If I'm just sitting my ass down and not doing anything, and time just keeps slipping underneath me, am I gonna grow old and be goalless, aimless, bumfuck nobody, with no good use in the world, with nothing to bound my name to? No, right? So I thought about what could I do to channel my ambition, my strive, my creativity, my heart, my soul, right? And I started this project. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is not to self-gratify myself, obviously. No, maybe not so obviously. But what I'm saying is, dude, time just keeps moving, right? And it moves like a fucking bitch. It never stops. And it moves really quick. One day you're sitting down, you're like 9, 8 playing with figure toys. And the next day, you're burdened with responsibility. It's so bizarre the way it moves. No one knows why. The only fact is, it's gonna keep moving. And if you're not doing anything about it, it's time to fucking wake up. It really is time to wake up. Right. At the end of the day, we're all tools. We're all a part of this big plot that no one knows how it's going to end. We're all just characters. We're all just maybe pawns. I don't know. But we're all moving in the same ball that just keeps spinning around itself and around the solar system and around the sun. And no one knows really why. But if you want to dive into that, there's so much to unpack. That's not my point. My point is, we're all gonna die one day. But some of us die before they're 6 feet under. And I know that you gotta make a stupid joke if you're the silly type and go, well, no shit. Right? Well, that's not my point. You know exactly what I'm trying to say. Some of us die mentally. Some of us die emotionally. Some of us die figuratively before we die physically, biologically. You know? The idea of you just dies, it just fades away. You kill it, someone else kills it. Whoever, the idea of you Just is no more. And you spend your whole life like that sometimes, just walking around a soulless body, wandering about, not knowing where to go. I have no idea of what to do. Now, if you're listening to this, I don't want you to go there. Obviously, it's a dark path to walk. No one should ever wish that on anybody. Whatever you do, even if your heart's not in it, hope you. Well, fuck, I don't hope. You better do well in it. Hope doesn't get you anywhere either. Sitting down and hoping for things to happen. No. You gotta go out there and get it yourself. Right. Now, a lot of people are gonna take this whole end of the year shenanigans and go set out plans and go, this is my New Year resolution. Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Right. Your New Year's resolution don't mean shit if you keep setting the same fucking bullshit every single year. It's just as simple as that. Right? Every single year, what are you going to tell yourself? This year I'm going to do this year I'm going to do that. It could change. The goals could very well change. But if the same habit of setting goals and not sticking to it is still there, what's the point? Really, what's the point? You're just wasting your time. And you're disappointing everyone else. Which shouldn't be a problem. Like, fuck, disappoint people. I don't care. That's the last thing I care about, disappointing people. Kid, right? But if you have people that actually believe in you and they give you that boost and they put their faith in you, that's what actually matters. That's when it's actually a bummer. That you go out and tell someone that you really care about, hey, I'm going to do this, this, and that. And this person really believes in you. And then you don't believe in yourself. But come on, man. It's not fair on them. It's not fair on you. Even though you did this yourself. But hey, I'm not trying to like beat you up or, call out anybody on this, because I've been a victim of it. Not a victim. I've been stupid enough to do the same thing enough, right? Enough times. Yeah, sometimes you still do that. Sometimes you just like set out a goal and then you don't do it. But you gotta like catch yourself and get yourself back into the rhythm and actually stick it to it. But I would say don't ever hold a flag up saying I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z unless you're sure about it. Like, sit on it a little bit. Some people say no, go all the way out, but I don't know. Like, it's just different mentalities, right? But this year is done for. It's literally one more month. Everything right now is gonna go loud as shit. Just watch. Something I've observed, something I've learned over the past few years. In the last few months of the year, everything goes so bizarre. Everything goes so loud. People just become really how do I put it? They become really like clouded, right? Because all they're thinking about is the next 3 weeks, the next 4 weeks. What are they gonna prepare? How are they gonna prepare? For people that are religious, going to church. People that are not religious, maybe having different type of ceremonies. People that have family coming over. People that have no family, thinking about what they're gonna do, right? It's just a busy time for everybody. So if everybody gonna get on your fucking nerve, this is probably why. And if you find yourself a little bit impatient and stressed out, it's probably because of the same thing. Because you're not thinking too much about right now. Rather, that all of that fuss and rest in the next 4 weeks. But it's also a great time in a way, because December always happens to be the warmest of times that I've seen people be in general, they're all lovey-dovey, even though they're stressed out. Well, at least, the people that I surround myself with, if I'm being honest. Yeah, there's some assholes here and there. But I guess it's always nice to go around the streets and see all this Christmas decoration and see all people kind of like shut down a little bit, calm down a little bit when it comes to the last week or two, because all the shopping, all the fuss and mess has kind of gone out of the way. All they need to do now is just relax and have fun with this week or two that they have, free from school, free from work, free from drama, free from pain. So I guess the last 2 weeks are a huge payoff. Now me, I'm not going to be here, as I said. I'm going to be in Middle East. I'm going to be back around end of January. So normal scheduling of the episodes is back mid-Feb, something like that, right? Because I also have my brother's engagements around that time. It's going to be very good. So yeah, it's gonna be very crazy. It's gonna be an insane couple of months. Hold on, it's gonna be an insane couple of months. I am personally looking forward to it. Right, and I'm really looking forward to do all the work that I can when it comes to that time. Swear to God, this whole bandana thing became such a political statement that I used to wear it outside and people wouldn't tell me to free Palestine. But now every time I wear it, some people look at me and shout free Palestine. Not that I'm complaining, but like, y'all know that I can wear it as a fashion statement as well, no? Because it's really nice. Not everything has to be political, assholes. Right. So, to what I was saying, that's my verdict for the next 2 months. Get your ass up, do something productive. Don't set bullshit lists that you're not going to do, that you're not going to finish. If you're going to set out a list, if you're going to do the whole New Year resolution, make sure that it's actually something that you can stick to. Ain't nobody want to hear you talk shit and not do it. If I'm being honest, right? If I'm being honest, I personally don't want to hear it. Your family don't want to hear it. Your friends don't want to hear it. So please, if you're going to set a goal, stick to it and do it. Share the bust out. I'm done rambling, being an asshole about these things. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Okay. Now, I'm going to dive right into this question that I found very interesting. How to stop drinking. I have a drinking problem and I have tried to stop. I just don't know what to do. Everyone says to stay busy, but if you're depressed, he wrote it without an E, and don't want to do anything, how can I do that? I downloaded the Finch app and came to spend time with my family today, so I feel better. I wanted to get a dog to force me to keep myself busy, but everyone says that I shouldn't. I'm 31 with no kids. Holiday season is extremely hard for me, and I've been going overboard. I take my meds and talk to a therapist. I feel like a reason I've been down is because I've been feeling more motherly. Kids aren't an option for me right now, so I think dog help me. Okay. This posted 1 hour ago. Nice. How to stop drinking. What are we talking about though? Are we talking cruises? Are we talking beer? We're talking whiskey? We're talking vodka? Water? Whoa. That sounded horribly Los Angeles water. Water. Okay, let's not dwell on that. I don't know the Finch app. I don't know what the Finch app is, but I guess something that keeps you sober. Look woman, if I'm being totally honest, being 31 and having a problem with drinking, I always think that it shouldn't be how do I stop and end it all, because that's just not realistic, is it? Anyone that tells you, you need to stop doing that, this is how you end pornography addiction, this is how you never have sex again, this is how you never go out and get drunk and wasted and shit faced ever again, right? This is how you don't drink and drive ever again. Actually, I don't know that, But like, my point is like, it shouldn't be how to finish it all off. It shouldn't be how do I just get rid of it and all be all, because that's just not realistic. I don't think anyone can do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't. And I've seen people that try it. They break down pretty hard. I think you should have a good moderation. Obviously, you I don't know if you enjoy drinking, but you have a knack for it, right? Knack. You have something inside of you that wants to drink. And so moderate yourself, for Christ's sake. You're 31, you're a grown woman, right? And I know that's not a hard thing, but taking your meds and going to the therapist isn't going to help. Therapists are assholes if they prescribe you with medications. They really are. I think that's a shortcut. I don't like prescribing people with medications. But maybe try a gym membership. I never thought about that. Maybe try something that would force you, right? If you really want to stop it, try something that would force you to stop drinking. For me, it was playing football. And so I enjoy football. I'm a very competitive person. If I play football, I should not lose. I need not to lose. If I lose, it's not the other 10 men that I'm playing with. It's me that fucked it all up. And so how do I make myself better? Well, I need better stamina, because I used to wear out like a dog in the first 50 minutes. And I found out that drinking fucks it up. What did I do? Cut it out. If you're not a big sports fan, try the gym. Try something that, forces you not to drink. Something that has a really negative effect related to drinking that you're really interested in. And it could really help you motivate yourself to not drink. Because if you don't have that motivation, you're never going to stop. Right? But maybe gym. Gym is really good. If you don't have that big sport mentality, you can go to the gym. You can fall in love with the gym easy, because a lot of people do. And then you're just going to understand that if you go to the gym and drink alcohol, you're just fucking yourself up. And you're going to be wasting money. And no one wants to waste money. Right? That would be my advice. If you don't want it, take it. If you don't want it, don't take it. Right? Why does nobody ever text me? There we go. I'm a 17 male and feel so out of generation, as I don't want to do drugs or smoke. I also put all my effort into everybody, but no one wants to put any back into me. Boo-boo. Sorry. I get along with older people and young kids, but just not my age. People not people my age. I also have extreme social anxiety and have no self-confidence. Why can't people in this generation just be decent people? It's not that hard. And to that I say, shut the fuck up, man. There's a lot of decent people your age. But I say this in the most kind way. I say this in the most nicest way. There's a lot of 17-year-olds that are well put together. They're very hard to find. They're out there. You just gotta find them. Don't surround yourself with losers. I know it sounds very simple, but it is just how it is. Don't surround yourself with losers and assholes, because more than likely you are. Even if you're not, you probably are brought up in environments where that's the norm. Like, think about it, right? It's 8 million people out there, and you're trying to convince me that you're the only 17 year old that doesn't do drugs and it stays sober and really wants to improve themselves out of all this 8 billion? How fucking narcissistic do you have to be to make this assumption? I also have extreme social anxiety and have no self-confidence. Why can't people in this generation be decent people? Shut the fuck up. They are. They really are. People in this generation are nice, and I'm tired of pretending they're not. A lot of assholes on the road, yes, but in general, a lot of nice people as well, if you look for them. Right? Right. But with this social anxiety thing, the only way to combat it is to dive right into it. What are you afraid of? People. What do? You talk to them. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be really bad, right? But you just have to do it. You just have to go up to them and embarrass yourself, pretty much. And there is no other way around it. If you have social anxiety, this is the only way to fix it. There is no, dancing around it. If you have social anxiety, the only way to fix it is to go up to people, have conversations with them out of the blue, make a couple of shit jokes that no one's gonna laugh at, put yourself in uncomfortable situations, because then you're gonna know what works, what doesn't. And then when you know what works and what doesn't, you're gonna have more confidence in doing the things that work, because you know they are more than likely to work, and even then they could not work, right? And that's just life. It sometimes sticks a cucumber up your ass. You got nothing to do about it. So sorry, my friend. Some people are just assholes. Like the one right here, sitting talking shit. Man, I feel the same when this brother said this G. I used to have social anxiety until somebody put a cucumber up my ass. Right. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. What's next? How do I stop being insecure about my accent? Whoa. This is interesting. You come to the right place. I am at 26. Oh, let me do that again. You come to the right place. Sorry, guys. 13. I am 26 male. I'm originally from Ghana, West Africa, but I moved to Canada when I was 12, and I have been here ever since. So you've been in Canada for about how many years? 14. Very poor choice. I don't know why I did that to you. My accent is almost Canadian, but not quite, and I still pronounce some words in my original accent, and I am highly insecure about it. This is especially bad when I meet someone new or when I'm speaking with full Canadians. I make a conscious effort to sound very Canadian. You don't know what is this? Sorry, that's just what I assume. And I get scared of being judged, so I rarely talk and engage like my normal self. It's I'm sorry. It's way worse when I'm in a group of new people. I noticed it's not as bad when it's just one-on-one. Oh, so when you're in a group of people, you have that accent pop up. Okay. I know it's not as bad when it's just one-on-one. It's to the point where if I'm new at work or with a friend and we meet new people, I barely talk at all. And when I do talk, it's just one-word answers, short answers, or complete silence. I was judged a lot when I was new to Canada in middle school, and I guess it just made me feel very small, especially with the perception people have of Africans. What do they have of Africans? They're nice people. Highly active sexually, very loud, but they're nice people in general. Sometimes very corny, but not the ones in Africa. The Aussie Africans, no, actually not the Aussie African Americans. Sometimes they can be corny. I know it shouldn't matter, but all habits are hard. I was judged a lot when I was here to Canada, middle school like this. It just made me feel very small, especially with the perception. Okay, it really sucks. I'm pretty outgoing and extremely extroverted with close friends, but because of my insecurity, every job I've ever had, I've been known as the quiet, introverted guy. I would love to be able to make jokes and give opinions with my coworkers and for relationships at my place of work. Never do that. Never form relationships at your place of work. From brother to brother, just stay off them, man. Don't do that. Doesn't end well. You lose on one or the other. You always lose on one or the other. I would love to be able to make jokes, okay, with new friends as well. Please give me practical advice if you can, because saying embrace your difference or don't worry about being judged is easier said than done. And you are absolutely correct. Anyone that's going to tell you embrace your difference or don't worry about being judged are the same people that are on the judging team, and you know what I'm talking about, right? It just doesn't work. You know how people go, oh, we're all in for diversity. We're all in for colorism. Until they hear it. Until they hear an African say, what's mean that banana? Mess up, you know. With all the race jokes, you fucking nonsense. It does sound funny, but, you know. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, I've had the exact same issue when I first came to Australia. The exact same issue. I was very outgoing with my family. I was very, like, you know, funny. I was goofy as shit with my family. But with other people, I just didn't know how to communicate the same humor. It just didn't work. And it kind of like had that barrier between me and other people. And sometimes when I try to make a joke, it just wouldn't land. It would be very awkward because of the accent, because of the language, because of the, you know, tricks that the language has. I would say learn about the culture more than anything, but you've been there for 14 years. And so you're pretty Canadian, if I'm being honest. And hey, man, maybe Canadians are just not funny. I'm just going to put it out there. Drake is not funny. I'm just kidding. It's funny. It's funny. It's very goofy, the way he poses. It's funny. I think you have an issue where you wear the color of whoever is speaking to one-on-one, but when it comes to too many people, you don't know which color to like switch to, and so you get confused. That's what I think is happening. Because I have the same issue. If I sit down and talk to a Londoner right now, if I sit down and talk to Jason Statham, I will pick up Cockney like this. Right? So easy. If I sit down and talk to someone with an accent, I can pick up their accent pretty easy if I talk to them for 10 minutes, right? I think they call it like lingo chameleon, something like that. I don't know, something stupid. So you can be a chameleon when it comes to languages. But the issue is, I think when you hear too many people at the same place, you don't know which one to focus on. And so you get confused and you get back to that shell subconsciously and you don't really talk. If you want, I can give you a trick that I use. Listen to only one, right? This is going to be very confusing because you want to like take in all the points and really jump in on the conversation. What I use is I would like think about not someone that's sitting on the table. I would think about someone that I like the way they talk, but they're not necessarily present. And I would try to imitate that. And I would memorize how they would talk. So it was like maybe movie character, right? Some movie character you really like the way they talk. You like the accent, you like the way they present, the way they put a show. And you imitate it straight away. But you have to keep memorizing. You have to keep watching the way they do it to the point where you can easily jump into character, not relying on other people, not relying on one-on-ones, not relying on big groups. But there's an aspect to it that is a big impressionism risk to the point where is your true identity? Where is your true accent? Where is your true self? It could get lost. That was a video with me. Still 100% original, as you can see. Just putting this out of the way. Quick disclaimer. But it could happen. It could very much happen. I don't really know what to tell you about this. You want this, you gotta risk that. It's just as easy as this. Because obviously you don't want to embrace the difference or all of that because you have a problem with it. That would be the ideal thing, really. That would be it. Actually, like knowing how to embrace yourself and not worry about what other people think. But if it's hard for you, then this is the alternative. And so you just gotta pick and choose. Which one do you like the more? Or which one do you hate the more? No, the most, the more. Fuck, I don't know. Well, there you go. As you can see, year 6 in Melbourne. Still struggling. For people that don't feel loved, what do you do to cope with it? In the great words of Ainsley Harriott, give me a minute. All right. Yeah, boy. No, don't do that. For people who don't feel loved, what do you do? How do you cope? I really don't have an answer for that. For people who don't feel loved. Damn. This is very deep. For people who don't feel loved, what do you do to cope with it? Right. See, I'm not gonna go very deep and philosophical on this because I don't think I have the capacity to actually like break it down properly. But what I'm gonna say is, if the only reasonable thing that you can do if no one loves you is to try and love someone. That's the only thing you can do, I think, really. Because what else can you do? It's out of your hands. If you put yourself in the best way that you can, and you still don't think anyone loves you, try loving someone, dude. Like, really give out, like hand out, be generous, and love people as much as you can. It can be a total stranger for all you care. Doing something nice to them. It translates as love in their heart, and then I think good karma does exist and it will come back for you. But that's really the best thing that you can do. There is nothing else that you can do, right? Not that I know. As I said, I don't want to go too deep on this. That's pretty sad though. And it's Christmas. You don't feel loved. Or the thing is, you don't say that no one loves you. You say that you don't feel loved. But yeah, this is exactly it. Like, if you don't feel loved, the only thing to do is to make others feel loved at least. Maybe then, if you're lucky, you'll get some of it back. Maybe. Who knows? I really want to see how people would react to live full episodes. So I might message people and see how they think about it. Take it from there. But anyways, I've been talking for about 50 minutes. I think this is much time, and I'm gonna cut maybe a little bit off at the start because I was rambling about making my kufiya straight. I think I've touched on everything that I needed to touch on. At the end, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for tuning in for this very quick, short, informative episode. I'm video host with the most, not really. I just hope that holiday season goes nice, quick, easy, fun, warm. And if you need any help, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your support. It's going to be a heavy couple of next months. But we'll build for it. We got what it takes. We're going to push through. We're going to come out on top. Why? Because we're all listening to this show and we all got it inside of us. All right. Now, thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Aksan. Thank you, Spectrum, for providing the space. Thank you guys for listening again. I'm out of here. Deuces. Deuces? Should say bye-bye. I'm like to. Bye-bye. No, bye-bye is too soft. What should I say? Come up with an ending.